So we got at least 3, 1, 2, 3, at least 3 bikes that all need little bits doing to them. We're going to wrap it up in this video, try and get them all done to as much as I can. Introduce you to the Rally Mark III RSW, updates on the mag burner. I'll put you in the cradle, bit of music, bit of time lapse, and let's have a little chat. Nice, chilled out, Sunday video, tying up a few loose ends. So 86% of the new viewers to the channel are not subscribed. Hit that subscribe button, do me a massive favour, thank you. Grifter Mark 1, first stop, let's crack on with it. So previously I mentioned I needed this, that camera focuses, there it is. I needed this nut here for that fork to hold the bearings in. So without that, then the fork wouldn't go in the bars, into the frame, sorry, and sit nicely, and then the handlebars to tighten in and finish off that section there. So gonna fit the bars properly, headset, locking nut, herring badge, it's all here now. Let's get it fitted and quickly get this thing built up. The seat is a CL Royale, however you pronounce it, not a correct seat, it's a reproduction copy. I've got a nice original seat down here. That's it, I picked this up for 20 quid on eBay about 4 months ago. A few chunks missing, but it's got a nice third lights reflector and it's correct condition for the condition of a bike. So once that's on, it's gonna look good. Right, let's do this. Okay, so let's crack on with this. So this video is all over the place. We're cracking on with 3 separate projects, all little bits needs doing, like this Grifter Mark 1. There's been so much content on this Mark 1 Grifter. I need to nip it in the bud and do the bits that need doing. I'll be doing most of it now in this video. So the locking wheel nut, the bottom nut for the forks is on. No bearings in them yet. I just want to get it all built up and get it on its wheels and sort of bearings out off camera later on. So that's the locking wheel. I keep saying locking wheel nut. It's been a long week, I apologise. And I hope you're all keeping well and enjoying your Sunday and the weekend. Right, so top nut is on. Locking nut is on. Herring badge is on. Bars are now going in. And then obviously the expansion nut and the stem bar nut as well. Too many nuts to think about. Too many nuts to remember what they're called. You get the gist of it. Looking nice now, those bars are mint. I love those bars. The black forks are from the Grifter XL, to those of you who are new. The Grifter Mark 1 would have had blue forks, as you know. Yeah, tighten up that stem bolt with a nice sort of spanner. And yeah, I don't know about you, but I love messing about with bikes. Spanners, nuts and bolts. Half the time I lose them. Can't remember where I put them. But nice day today up in Norfolk. Hope it's nice where you are. And nice to get out in the garden and play about with some bikes and mess about with some nuts and bolts, like I just said, spanners, and just work on a few bits. So yeah, all good news. No new projects in this video, but just tidying up, like I said, the loose ends. Great. Back now turns. Obviously, as I mentioned previously, just now, just got to do with bearings, but that's 26 bearings in the bottom, 25 at the top, I believe, don't quote me. Got to double check. Yeah, so that's now complete, done. Obviously the brakes, got to get a lever on here, cracking. Next job is to get this reproduction CL, how you pronounce it, seat off. and chuck on a nice Survivor original. That CLOL, I can't even pronounce it, was gifted to me on the Facebook forum chopper page. It's gifted to me. It's now surplus. I don't want it. If you want that seat, generally, if you want that seat, drop me a message. I'll get back to you. You can have that seat for nothing. Just cover the postage. I'll probably put a post out also on Facebook forum. Yeah, nice seat. Gone up for grabs. Take it away. I don't want it. So seats on. Grifter Mark. Rear locking nut. I kicked them out. That's got to come off. I've got to put on there a Grifter R nut. Back nut. Yeah, sorry guys. Someone just came to pick up a bicycle I sold. A little, what am I saying? A little Triumph 20. I picked up from Marketplace with a RSW. Picked it up for next to nothing. And needed a lot of work on it. But that's gone to a young lad who's here on holiday, who's wants a little project to crack on with, and then my spanner doesn't fit. Right, but you get a gist of it. Let's get that nut fitted. Okay, so back wheel is on. I need a new chain. I've soaked this one in oil and grease and WD-40, but it's pretty much seized and it's beyond, I feel, safe replacement, repair or use. So let's get a new chain for this. Back wheel nuts are there. So that's the other one there. That's the back R nut. So I've got a cable, not a cable, I've got a gear toggle chain somewhere. I'll sort that out. But yeah, new chain for that. I've ordered, this camera's a bit dirty, I apologise, the lens is a bit dirty, I've got to give it a clean. But yeah, I've ordered a gear twister and some handlebar grips. So yeah, right, next thing, let's try and get some brakes made up from this pile here. Let's do it. So I think I've managed to find two suitable brakes. Which ones were they? Try and keep them matching, so the matching like bolts, hexagon bolts and the screws. So we got, I believe, this one here, which is the front. So front brake, and then that one there, back brake. They're not matching in terms of bolts, but they're period correct, I think. That one's got a cable on it still, but it's got to come out. I might. Anyway, let's try and get this fitted, and let's wrap up this Grifter that is nearly done, apart from mud guards and everything else, but get some brakes on it, get it going slightly. So making progress. I managed to build up a brake. So nice early brake, I believe, with the screwdriver head. I needed to source a brake adjuster from that pile of spares on the table which you saw. Put a new, not new, but put a new bolt, replacement bolt on there. So nice. Obviously maybe needs a few more adjustments, but just now going to put a cable in to run through to the front, and then we'll have a working front brake coming on nicely. I'll try and get a back brake on as well and a cable, but that is as far as I go with it in this video for this one. And that's the back brake made. It needs some adjustments. Got to put a brake adjuster in there and reposition that spring. But yeah, back brake is set up, well not set up, but you know what I'm saying. Source one of them. It's looking more like a bike now, which is good. Right, let's put that one to the side and just do some quick little jobs on these and then we'll wrap it up. So my little Mag 20, I fitted an airwell seat. Drop it in the comments what you think of that airwell seat. Very faded, very worn, cracking it there. Also in the comments, do I remove this damaged white plastic, because it is pretty much coming off as it is already, or do I put a new crank on that? What colour? We got black, we got gold, we got a red one, we got all sorts of colour, blue. But a minute, I'm keeping this. It's actually quite a cool little bike. Right, Grifter next. Right, a 50 quid Grifter. It owes me £50. I've done nothing with it since I acquired it. Nothing at all, apart from giving it a good ride. I've done 6 miles about 2 months ago up near Thetford on it, and it rode really well. I've managed to snap that off there, so we're going to do a little smart repair on that. Just give it a wipe. But drop in the comments, do you want to see this get cleaned? You know, properly cleaned? Do you want to see it get... What do we do with it? Because on the back, you can see the back brake is very rusty. It's all original, never been tampered with. Cables all there, original. You know, the brake adjusters, rear mudguard, the flaps, toggle. You know, it's all oily and greasy. Do you want me to give it a good clean up, wipe down? The wheels, the chrome has gone on them, as you can see. Just there, you can see it? Yeah, the chrome is completely gone. But yeah, what do we do with it? Actually rides really well, to be fair. I wouldn't mind trying to get a cheap Grifter seat for it. That's a seat from a Grifter XL, or gears work, changes gear. It's nice to have a nice original Survivor, really, to be fair, in its former glory. Nice used, aged condition. Yeah, pretty special bike, means a lot. Definitely keeper. I think a couple of you have commented by now it would have been a breaker by now, but no, it's still here. I use it, obviously not every day, but occasionally I do get it out on a town or a precinct, cross some fields and give it a good spin. But yeah, smart repair on that rear flap adjuster, and then we'll put it behind me with the other two, and then we can crack on with that chopper. Couple of little bits to do on that. Let's do it. Yeah, so that's now done, held together with some fasteners and a bit of adhesive. So that's all done. Yeah, comments. That Blue Mark II, my plans with it, let me know. Right, chopper. Let's do a few little bits to that. Okay, so that's the chopper, owes me 40 quid. I'm still working on trying to get that mag wheel on the front. Apparently you've got to, I've been doing some quick research on the forums, and apparently you've got to get a chisel and grind down that spindle. I don't know if you can see that, okay? Yeah, but I'm just a bit apprehensive about doing that, because if I take too much off a thread, then the nuts ain't going to go on, are they? So I'll do a quick more thinking about that and see how it can work. But in the meantime, we need to put some bolts on these sissy clamps, because every time you sit on the seat, you fall down. Chain needs to go on, and that bottom of that handlebar stem has come off, and it's basically where is it? It's in the forks. You can't see it from here. In the forks in there. So time lapse, forks out, handlebars out. Let's retrieve that nut. One less job to worry about. Now I'll be the first one to admit This mag wheel BMX chopper does look a bit of a dog sinner, doesn't it? It's rough as, but the whole point of that chopper is to build it up like we did as kids. We used to go down the scrapyards, we used to find frames, we used to build them up, change things around, add wheels, add new stems. If you had a burner, you wanted like a Suntour stem, you wanted all the wheels, and you want to build it up and mess about with it, and you done this. That is what this chopper build is about. A bare frame built up from random bits, make it look cool, hence the BMX back wheel. And ideally I wanted to fit a mini burner front wheel, but the axle needed it needs, like I said, it needs grinding down and a metal vise and all sorts of things going on. But if we can get this chopper built, then we can assess the front wheel, get it riding, get it working, and we'll go from there. Right, so that's that done. Now we got to sort out this sissy bar clamps. When I sit down on the seat, because the clamps aren't holding down to a spring, so you can picture it, 2 bolts will tighten up the sissy bar clamps onto the sleeves, which will stop the sissy bar moving down. If you can get that sort of like image and picture it, that's what I'm doing now with these 2 bolts. I just want to say something quickly. I'm no expert with bicycles. I am not an expert on choppers, grifters, burners. I like them because I had these as kids. We had these and I like to mess about with it. It brings back memories. Do not question yourself how long it takes you to do anything with these bikes. If it takes you an hour to fit 1 bolt, it will take you an hour. Don't question it. You enjoy it. Escapism. It's good for you. That's another job done. Back wheel's been pulled back to allow the chain to be nice and tight. On the BMXs you had things called chain tensioners, basically a little nut and bolt. Anyone knows what I mean, but those who don't know, a little nut and bolt with a piece of metal and a piece that sits over there, my thumb is, and that pulls the chain tight against the frame or against the wheel. But now back wheel's on, nice and tight. These spanners are so useful. Toblerone spanners they're called, or bulldog spanners. Yeah, nice to get the wheel nice and middle. There's a slight buckle on the wheel, as you can see. A bit of a buckle, but is what it is. It's a cheap wrap build. Yeah. Turns out that the expansion nut wasn't in the forks. Lost it somewhere, but I'll get a new one, doesn't matter. Apart from brake cables for that, which I've not got, that is now done. In terms of that sissy bar, I had to put some little nuts and bolts into there. You can see one there to hold the thing. Back brake still needs looking at, but yeah, still a few bits to do on that. But yeah, I'll do with little nuts and bolts off camera. But once any progress on that will be that front wheel, I'll let you guys know first. And last but not least, the little RSW Mark III. Picked it up for 40 quid, £40 ginger feel. Mentioned me on the Walberswick ride out 2 weeks ago. A chap said, I've got an RSW, sit in the shed, and I want it, it's 40 quid. I was like, yeah, I'll take it. Ginger feel was after one, so I said, look, you take it, you have it. Anyway, turns out he didn't want it. 1968 on the hub. I'd never seen one before with a front rack, but no mud guards on it. A subscriber, Connor, from Belfast, I think he's from, messaged me saying he's got some green mud guards, not green, blue mud guards for this, but go on nicely. Yeah, by all means, send them on. Thank you, Connor, appreciate it. Not sure whether or not the blue mud guards will make it look over busy, but I like the simplicity of the RSW. It's a keeper, no reason to move it on. The front tyre was sorry, it came with a dyno hub front wheel, right? That dyno hub front wheel was alright, missing its dyno, but it was original to a bike. Inner tube was knackered, tyre was knackered. Anyway, I had to cut the inner tube out because that valve thing, that little nut, then it was completely screwed on, seized. So I had to cut my tube out. Ginger Phil came round and he took a bike away with him. In return, he swapped it for a scrap RSW that had wheels in it. Wheels have been sold, along with 2 other RSW wheels I had kicking about in the garage. That front wheel is a spare. That now sits on and it rides absolutely mint. It really does. Old up a hub and nice little find. I had a spare handlebar grip, not quite the correct, but yeah, similar-ish. Nice little barrel, job done. Gears work. Nice Sturmy Archer hub on there. Nice original book saddle, and yeah, a very versatile little bike. I think it just shows how good Raleigh are still, but how good they were back in the day with engineering and making stuff that was built to last. You know, the toys that you see now dotted around the precinct, people's gardens, 5, 6, 7 years old. These toys, not worth nothing, rubbish, falling apart. Back then, things were built to last, and I think for what this bike represents is a fascinating and cheap way of getting about. You know, it's just fascinating. Great, comfy. The seat, as you know, goes up even further, so we can go to there. Even, you know, it's a good height on that seat. A 6'2" bloke can ride it. In his 50s, a pensioner in her 80s, a kid can ride it. It's just great fun to have. Right, we're nearly done. Wrap it up. So I've got absolutely no idea what this video is about. I'm looking at back now on the editing. It's just me trotting about with nuts and bolts, talking not a lot of sense, messing around with some bikes. But sometimes it's just good to let you subscribers know. 40 odd subscribers in the last 4 weeks. Amazing results. Obviously there's better channels out there, but I've got no experience of bikes. But I love these grifters, burners, choppers, RSWs. Love it. Drop me a message on Instagram, dealermike_9494. If you got on one of these sitting behind your hedge, you know, you moved into an house and you got to clear the bush, and your missus, and you got to clear all the brambles, and you find a Mark 1 Horizon Blue or little mint Mark 3 RSW chopper grifter. Drop me a message. Thanks to all you people who have subscribed. Again, as I said earlier, 86% of my viewers are not subscribed. So if you're flicking through, doing me a massive favour, bang that subscribe button. Costs you nothing, completely free. I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you.